Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Friday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. Apologies. Yeah, literally in the last couple of minutes, I've just found out some really troubling news with regard to my wrestling work, which is, it's kind of just put me in a downer, so I do apologize. It's very, very frustrating indeed. Sorry about this, guys. I wish I could. I need to address it as soon as this live stream's over with the wrestling community. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Welcome to the Good Morning Show. Oh, for feck's sake, hold on. Why is this not updated? Sorry, for some reason that's not been updated there. So I'm not having a very good morning. Sorry. Right. Sorry about this, guys. Thank you, Viper Scott, for the £2 super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, guys. Very, very negative morning for me. So I do apologise. But welcome, everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you have a good weekend coming up and all that stuff, guys. I'll try to remain positive. I'll try to remain positive. I'll try to remain positive. What's going on? I'll have to say that I won't be doing. I'm definitely not going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a non-politics live stream. I thought last night was kind of. It didn't really like the first one was fine, but last night's one didn't really flow well enough for me. So I'm generally undecided whether I'm even going to do the video game one, because it just didn't flow right. It didn't feel right to me when it was all said and done. You know, I didn't come off that live stream feeling like, yeah, this is a good series, we should keep this going. It didn't flow well to me, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be carrying on that series, guys. Like we just like, and the other thing is as well, not a lot of people turned up as well. So. Yeah, and it just didn't feel right to me, guys. It just didn't feel right to me. So I'm not sure if we'll be doing that there. So I have to have a think about that there. Billy Kershaw, Unquiet Badger, Ellie, Margaret, Viper Scott, Ellie, Person Impersonator, Dave McGuinness, Scott Hayes, Wee Bud, Witchy Goth. Good to Kevin. Good to see you all looking in the chat. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much, Viper Scott, for the 5 gifted membership. Sorry, guys, I'm just not in a positive mood right now. So I do apologise for bringing the bringing things down. It's not normally like me, but it is what it is, guys. So yeah, I am sorry. But look, yeah, normally I bottle it up, but to get news that I've gotten in the last several minutes is not it's not ideal to get the news that I've gotten in the last few minutes before the live stream, so it's kind of put me in a bit of a bummer mood. So I am sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Viper Scott, for the £5 super chat. Yeah, I'm not. You know, I appreciate. Look, honestly, I thank you, but I appreciate it, but it's fine. Maybe monthly. What do you mean, Ellie? Sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand your question. Sorry. I find main media and films dull. I watch video games, but movies are mere. Well, that's what it was. It was. No, not going to do it once a month. No, I'm not going to do it once a month. No, I'm not going to do it once a month. I don't even think I'm going to do it again. You know, because it has to feel right to me, and it didn't feel right to me. Yeah, last night's live stream just didn't work. It didn't work for me. You know, when I came off it, it didn't feel right to me, guys. You know, yeah, like I said, it wasn't a serious live stream. It wasn't about, you know, it wasn't a serious live stream anyway. So it just didn't really work for me. The non-politics live, yeah, the non-politics live, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that series. It was something I was, you know, it's an idea. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the video game one. It's kind of food for thought, guys. It's kind of food for thought. So. Anyways, let's get through the show, guys, and because I've got hundreds of other things to deal with, I'm afraid. So I do apologise, guys. Right, here is today's daily quote for March the 27th. Yep, March the 27th there. From Rummy there. And it says, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm unwise, so I am changing myself. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself there. So that is today's daily quote. Tomorrow's daily quote is, you need to understand something that will liberate your life. You don't need other people's approval to be happy. You need to understand something that will liberate your life. You don't need other people's approval to be happy. And Sunday's one is, everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most. Everyone's time is limited, and what matters most is to focus on what matters most is to focus on what matters most. Everyone's time is limited. There. So those are the daily quotes for Saturday and Sunday there. Yeah, but it's all well and good if you enjoy, if a couple people have enjoyed it, but it just didn't flow right for me. Maybe if I did it with a guest, maybe it would be more interesting. Maybe that's what I need to do with the non-politics live stream. I need to get maybe if I have a guest on every month, just me and someone else to talk to about films and that. Maybe that would probably work it, because kind of just me and the chat just didn't flow right. So maybe what we need to do, if we do another one, I want to do it with a guest. Maybe that's what we need to consider, guys. Having guests on is good, because you always got that back and forth. So maybe that's the what I need to look at there. So that's what we need to look at there. So that's an option there. That's an option indeed. Right, let's have a look at the weather and see what the weather is forecast here. For reference here. And I got really bad reflux today, reflux as well today, so bear with me. Christina, good to see you there, and anybody else lurking in the chats. North America, freezing cold as normal, as it always is there. Southern Canada, Winnipeg -8, Vancouver 9, Ottawa 6, Chicago 3, New Orleans 26, Miami 28, San Diego at 22 there, Denver 8, San Jose 27, Kingston at 29, South America there, Caracas 26, Rio de Janeiro 29, La Paz there sitting at 13 degrees, Lima at 25 there. Lagos 29, Kikishka 30, Cape Town 19, Windhoek 21 there. Yep, maybe if I fix Reganelite to Mikey, do games, and have co-host the games live or something like that. I've actually got a thought in my head. Actually, something we could better do. I'm going to talk to someone, see if they're interested in doing it. As an idea. I've got a better idea there. Let's have a look. Auckland and Wellington, same temperature, 17 there on New Zealand. Alice Springs 12, Darwin 26, Melbourne 15, Perth 19. I think I know who I want. It would just mean I would have to switch today switch it off a Thursday though. I think I know who I want. Someone I'm very familiar with. So nothing wrong with Mikey with Tim and Mikey. I'm more than welcome to go on their show for whenever they want me to. They only need to reach out for me. I'd love to go on their show one time. You know, would love to go on. All I need is the invite. You know, so if they ever want to have me on, I'd love to come on their live stream there. Singapore 27, Philippines 25, Taiwan 21, Shanghai 10, Tokyo 11, Beijing 11, Dhaka 27, New Delhi sitting at 22. We got Tehran sitting at 9 degrees, Kuwait City 19, Riyadh 18 there. Cairo at 19 degrees, Port Sudan 24, Khartoum 29, Tripoli at 13 there. Can we zoom in a little bit? Yeah, so we got again, like it's like central Europe is cold, and then a bit of east and a bit of west is a bit warmer. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Paris 10, Madrid 17, Lisbon 19, Tripoli they're sitting at 13, Rome 8, Parmelo 10, Nice 7, France 14 there, with Athens sitting at 14, Zagreb 6, Vienna 8, Chistu 11, Bucharest 10, Prague 5, Berlin 5, Warsaw 8, Kiev at 11 there, Moscow sitting at 6 respectfully there. Reykjavik, Iceland, I haven't forgotten them guys, they're -1 degrees today. And Brussels, they're sitting at 9 degrees. So as this is what we're supposed to be looking like right now, most of the UK. Edinburgh sitting at 10 degrees, Belfast 10, Manchester 10, Cardiff 12, and London 11. So it shouldn't be as cold as it was yesterday. So it should be a bit warmer for everyone today. It should be. Should be there. There is some showers in parts of Scotland and some on southern England, in around supposed to be where I am as well. I'm not seeing the rain, although it's forecast for rain. I'm not seeing it. Might be coming down a bit later, possibly there. If I scroll a bit further later on here, we can see there is still some snow forecast for today. More snow later on here. Is everything okay, person impersonate? I'm just seeing your comments there. You just wandered off, realised it was too far to walk back, looking for a good spot. Oh dear. Yeah, he rang me last night. I'll do, person impersonate, do let me know on Monday an update, please, on that. Your son gets home safe, please. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I hope he's okay. Do let us know. Do let me know on Monday, person impersonator. I will just for the community's sake. We just want to know that he's okay. Most important thing. So glad he's phoned you. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, keep us. Yeah, do let us know, person impersonator. Of course, we're not. Yeah, he phoned in, so it's all good. Yeah, once he's home, then we'll all feel better, and I'm sure you will too, person impersonator. Do let us know. Jim, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, I thought I had a bad morning. No, it's nothing. I thought I had a bad morning. No, I should shut up. In comparison. Friday, later on today, this is temperatures of what we're looking like at the moment here. Going into overnight, though, temperatures are going to drop. So tonight, guys, it's going to be a very cold night. You can see by these temperatures here. Not still 6 degrees, still very cold for London, Cardiff, but even colder if you're up north, Northern Ireland, or even northern as far as Manchester. It's going to be very, very cold indeed. There is some snow forecast to fall overnight as well here. But if you see those temperatures overnight there, you can see temperatures there, 3, 4, and 5. We scroll a bit further on to Saturday morning. These are the temperatures here. There is some snow still forecast in southern Scotland as well. Parts of the Highland may get some snow as well. There may be some drizzles of showers as well as in northern England and Northern Ireland respectively there. That's good to hear, Jim. Thank you. 9 degrees where you are. Yes, we do. We do look out. We need to look out for each other. Well said, Viper Scott. We need to look out for each other. Yeah, do let us know. Do let me know on Monday if you can. Let us know. Be greatly appreciated. Or if you can. I don't know if you're on Discord. If you want to let me know. Or if somebody can let me know if you find out sooner and whatnot, that will be great as well. That'll be greatly appreciated. Saturday morning. These are the temperatures at the moment. 7, 8, 9, and 10 degrees. Again, there is still that snow is still around in parts of Scotland. It's not going away, guys. It's not going away. It's very, very annoying indeed. Yeah, in the parts of northern, there's still plenty of bits of showers here and there and around. So it's not completely dry. Yeah, so it's not going to be. There will be some showers, and the temperatures. Yeah, temperatures aren't great for this weekend though. Not in comparison. Last week it was chilly, but it wasn't as bad. And And again in the evening, guys, 4, 5, 6 degrees again there, which is not good there. Overnight for overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning here. Again, the temperature is really going to drop. Looks like we got a massive ass rainstorm coming in here. And yeah, it's going to be very, very cold and wet Sunday morning in northern England. Pretty much Ireland going to get engulfed in it, as well as northern Wales, parts of northern England, and pretty much everything around Scotland. So yeah, you are going to get rain and snow on Sunday morning, guys. Sorry, that is going to happen. Not up to me. It wasn't up to me, guys. You have to blame God for that one. Go a bit further on here. These are some of the temperatures. Looking at it, do get a bit of an increase in temperatures, but yeah, the rain and snow there, you can see their forecast to drop around on Sunday there. So please bear that in mind. Southern Wales and Midlands of England is going to be getting that rain as well. Will clear up a little bit on Northern Ireland, respectfully there as well. Scroll a bit more for in the Sunday evening there, 9 and 10 degrees, and Edinburgh sitting at 7 with some snow forecast at the top there. If we go a bit more to overnight here, these temperatures not as bad as nights before. It's still going to be cold. But not as cold as I feel it was the night before. Maybe it's just me. No, I'll take that back. It's still going to be pretty chilly there, to be fair. So yeah, overnight into Monday morning there. So yeah, you're gonna get snow overnight into Monday morning there in parts of Scotland, mostly northern Scotland and in the Highlands there, expectively. But Monday morning, they're forecasting, for whatever reason, they've got the time settings at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Is our clocks going forward this weekend, guys? Remind me in the chat. Is that why they're setting it like this? Is that why they're setting it like this down here at the bottom where it says 7 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock? Is that it? Is the clocks going forward or backwards again? Sorry, someone remind me in the chat. Is it this weekend? It's got to be, because that would explain why they're setting it at 7 and 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock and 1 o'clock here. Please remind me in the chat. I'm sure the phones and computers do it for me, but just to kind of remind me here. Got temperatures sitting at 11, 10, and 9 degrees here as well, and then moving a bit further over. 9 and 10 degrees. So Monday looks like it's going to be a mostly dry day, I think. Yeah, apart from early Monday morning, there will be some snow, but most of the day it'll be a bit chilly, but temperatures will pick back up in the afternoon there. But the good news is that most of that day, includes pretty much the whole of the UK, including Ireland, there is going to get a mainly dry day. So you get be a bit dry clouds. So a nice Monday, guys. It'll be a nice Monday. It's definitely to look forward to there. So that's good. Let's have a quick nose into Tuesday there. We got some temperatures at 10, 9, 8, 7 degrees there. Looks like Tuesday's going to be another dry day as well. We've got some warmer temperatures coming up here. 14 degrees, 11, 13, 12. Looks like we're going to be getting some warmer temperatures as well. What's temperatures like overnight for Monday to Tuesday? Not too bad. 8, 9, 7 degrees. So a bit of a warmer night, which is nice there. Bit of a warmer night there for Monday night into Tuesday there. Okay, so that's definitely good. I think it is, says Viper Scott there. Yes, it's clocks change time, person. Thank you. I'm pretty sure it was there. Thank you, person. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wonder why they're there. Yes, confuse me and the cats. Yeah, that's why it says 10, and that's why it says 7 and 1 o'clock there. Jim, thank you so much for the £2.50 super chat. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you, Viper Scott, for your super chats and gifted memberships earlier. I apologise, I wasn't apologise if I wasn't in the bit shook this morning, bit shook at the start of the show. Gifted members to Matty, Parker, Alexandra, Amy, Wilcard, Dr. Wheat, and Peter were all gifted memberships there. So thank you so much for that. And thank you again, Jim, for the £2.50 super chat. I really, really appreciate your support. Yeah, guys, it really does. I don't monetize my live stream, so we always keep the super chat goal to 5. We keep it at minimum 2. It just helps supports me in the work here. It also supports the gang behind me, as you guys know, who we have custom emojis off, so it does help there. Mandy, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Cavaland there as well. Good to see you guys. Hope you are all doing well. Right. Don't listen. If you're worried, if you're Jim, I mean this sincerely. If you're skint, you don't need to send a super chat. Honestly, if you're struggling, look, I mean I've said this before. If you're struggling financially, don't worry about it. Best thing to do: hitting the like, share, comment on my videos, watch my content. That is, you are helping me right there. If you're struggling financially, you doing that helps me. Yeah, it really does help me. Helps me, helps the channel, helps boost the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. So I always say this to people, I really, really mean this. If you are struggling financially, please look after yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones first. And then if you can support me, great. But I really, really mean that. I really, really mean that. That's the most important thing, is taking care of yourself and taking care of your friends and family. That's the most important thing. If you can support financially, great. But if you can't, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty in any way, shape or form, because you've got to take care of yourself first and foremost. That's the most important thing, guys. I really, really mean that. Cavalan, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Hope you are doing well. Hope you have a great weekend coming up as well there. Thank you, Margaret. Sunday the 29th, March, clocks go forward. Thank you, Margaret. Appreciate that comment. Thank you for that. There. Jao, good to see you there as well, lurking. Hope you're doing well. Must respond to his email. Chat, remind me before the end of the show to respond to Jao's email. I've been terrible. I keep saying I'm going to respond to his email. I haven't done it. Must do that today, guys. Please remind me in the chat, because I'm terrible. I am a terrible one that. Right, let's get on with the news, guys. Enough. I've been moping about too many other things for far too long. Let's do what we're here to do, guys, and look at the news. So we'll start with the Guardian here, guys. So they got is this let's do the UK politics first before we look at the front of things. So they got here, Keir Starmer's vowed to fight social media firms to protect children from addiction. The Prime Minister said the government needs to show that it's on family sides, as new screen time guidance has been launched there. So I think it was the House of Lords. I think we mentioned it yesterday. The House of Lords obviously really want to push a complete total ban on social media. I have no problem with a complete and total ban on social media as well, even though that there are some kids that may find a loophole. Now, the government, as we said, I think it was yesterday or the day before, they said they're doing a consultation. It's going to take several weeks for that consultation to finish, because they want some data to back up whatever decision they decide to lead with. The thing is, as well, they can also use data from what other countries are doing, in particular how Australia's ban as well, with regards to social media firms there. I think I don't want to say that. How can I put this? Like I'm on the position of, I have no problem with social media being banned for children at a certain age. I'm not sure where the line should be. Because one of the things is that it really does destroy our children's brains, social media, the addiction, like this constant doom scrolling. That is a problem. It does need to be dealt with. Screen time guidance. The thing is, you don't really want government. There's a part of me that's like, I don't want government intervention, but at the same time, it's like parents aren't doing enough to teach our parents at schools doing enough to teach our children to not get addicted to these social media firms. Like, are we doing enough? Both our teachers doing enough and our parents doing enough? I think that's a tough question. It's a tough question. No worries, Jal. Appreciate you popping in. I'm gutted after last night's result against Czechia. Also today is the first day of the 6 shifts in a row. I'm still going to have a few beers tomorrow night. Well, I hope you enjoy your beers, Cavaland, there. Haven't said this on a live, but Iran just wiped out an IDF base full of their soldiers, says Jim. Wow. Okay, well, it'll probably pop up on the live feed on Al Jazeera when we get to them there. So thank you for sharing that, Jim. Thank you, Peter, for the £5 super chat. Appreciate it. For the moggies, for the cats, yeah. Well, I will definitely put some treats down for Dolly and Jasper for sure, and I will post some cat pictures over the next couple of days. I haven't done that for a while. So I will put some posts down. I've actually got a picture of Dolly outside, guys. Yes, that's a big one as well. Dolly is outside. Yes, as well. What else we got here for UK news, guys? So Labour is under pressure to appoint a Tory ex-minister as the next Ofcom chair. Why a Tory ex-minister as the next Ofcom chair? Liz Kendall was urged by online safety figures to hand job to Jeremy Wright ahead of Labour's Grand J Margaret Hodge. Thank you again, Pete. I appreciate that. Ministers are facing pressure to appoint former Conservative cabinet minister as the new chair of the media regulator Ofcom as he battles for the job against a Labour peer. The job of running the regulator has become a key post in public life as concerns over online content has grown rapidly, alongside the rise of more political bipartisan broadcasts. No successor has yet been named to replace Michael Grade, the former BBC chair who left weeks in the job. He's understood there is a concentrated push to convince Liz Kendall, the Technology Secretary, to hand the job to the former Culture Secretary and sitting Conservative MP Jeremy Wright, who was involved in the drafting of the new laws tackling on harmful online content. Legal pitfalls Ofcom is facing is implementing the new Online Safety Act have led to claims that are paralysed at the regulator. Wright has been short-listed alongside the businessman and former Channel 4 chair Ian Chestershire and the former Labour MP and Labour Margaret Hodge. Insiders believe the race for the job is now between Wright and Hodge. Hodge has been seen as a favourite to be appointed by the Labour administration. As chair of the Public Accounts Committee, Westminster Spending Watchdog, she built a fearsome reputation for attacking big tech over its tax bill. She has also previously suggested banning online anonymously and making social media directors personally liable for defamatory posts. However, several sources involved in online safety said Wright should be given the job. They pointed to his legal background as a KC and his knowledge of the details of the Online Safety Act. They also believe he will take risk in confronting big digital platforms. Really? This is an ex-Conservative here. I am very sceptical of this. Margaret Hodge is really old now, says Person Impersonator. How old is she? Does it say how old she is? How old is she? How old are we talking for her? Jeremy is the person who can really achieve the strategic reset that is required. A source familiar with the familiar with the process. He understands the work of an act, which makes him perfectly well placed. Another said, Ofcom should be testing its powers effectively and becoming more ambitious. Jeremy will be seen by civil society generally as being the preferred candidate. Appointing the Conservative would prove controversial within Labour. However, some believe Wright would have the political freedom to take on the hostilities of the new Online Safety Act from Reform UK and some Conservatives. But would he? But would he there? That's the question. William Hayes described it as a clever appointment. Well, of course, your Ofcom needs cross-party support to do its work, and so appointing an opposition member would be wise, he said, and it also has credibility on the issue from his ministerial experience. However, the decision to delay in appointing a new chair is causing concern. This crucial appointment will signal whether the government is serious about achieving strategic reset of the UK's online safety agenda. Google says she's 81. Her energy levels might be slipping away. 81 is very old. That's too old. I would not put her in as 81 then. If she was in her late 60s, I would probably be, I would say, if a 10 years younger, 10, 15 years younger, I would say, yeah, go with her. But 81, yeah, that's too. Like you can argue that some people still have it in their 80s, and yeah, some people do. Some people are still pretty good on the ball at 81, you know. But you know, it's a lot. There's a lot of pressure there's a lot of pressure in this role. I think, yeah, I would not at 81. If she was in her 60s, yes, I would not have a problem with that. But yeah, probably not 81. Yeah, so yeah, if it is 81, as Google has said there. Thank you, Viper Scott, for the £5 super chat. Just to get the goal done. All how DPR, Ollie Quackers, and the Confetti. Another job that I still can't get done because I keep telling myself I'm going to. And even Viper Scott sent me a link here to set it up, and I still haven't done it because I'm terrible. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat, Viper Scott. Thank you to everyone who sent super chats today. You've lifted my spirits, guys, because I wasn't in the right frame of mind at the start of the show. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. There. Thank you for that. What else we got? Billy Bragg calls for London turnout, London march against the far right. I've been asked. I've actually been asked if I wanted to attend the rally by people. I've declined. I'm not really. I've never been in a protest and on a march, and I don't think I want to be in start now. If I'm honest, I have been asked to join. But I've declined, guys. UK government must urgently apologise for forced adoptions, MPs say. UK government must issue a formal apology to the state's role in forced adoption as many victims as nearing the end of their lives, a cross-party group of MPs have said. A report from the Education Select Committee said ministers should provide an initial commitment to an apology and begin working with surveyor groups as quickly as possible on its wording. He said a formal and public apology was essential to correct the public record and reduce the burdens felt by many mothers and adoptees. So between 1949 and 1976, an estimated 185,000 babies were taken from unmarried mothers and placed on adoption in England and Wales, owing to a culture of shame surrounding pregnancy outside marriage. Religious organisations ran most of the mother and babies' homes where pregnant women were sent to birth, while charities and local authorities were also involved in funding the placements and finding adoptive parents there. Helen Hayes, MP, chair of the Education Select Committee, said hearing from survivors and experiences one of the most moving days I've experienced in Parliament. Historical forced adoption practices coerced mothers and caused unimaginable trauma for multiple generations of women and profound, often devastating impacts for their children, she said. Our report today is unequivocal. The government must urgently offer an unqualified apology for the state's role in shaping the forced adoption practices that harm so many survivors. There's no excuses. Just give the apology. Just do it. They're here. In 2023, the Welsh and Scottish government formally apologised for forced adoption practices. The head of the Catholic Church in England and Wales issued an apology in 2016. So Westminster still hasn't done it. What a surprise. The UK government is yet to issue one, although the Children's Minister, Josh McAllister, told the committee he was actively considering doing so. What do you mean? What the fuck does that mean? And said it would need to be delivered by a senior member of government to reflect the gravity of the injustice. Just get the Prime Minister to put out a statement. Come on the dispatch box. He could do it. He could say it on Prime Minister. He could do it. He could give a statement before PMQs or the next time he steps up. Just get the Prime Minister to do it. Just give the apology. Why are we waiting this long for an apology on this? I don't understand. This was against their will. Why is it taking till 2026 to say this? I'm glad the Scottish and Welsh government have finally said it in 2023 and the Catholic Church in 2016. But my God, it's taken a long time for this. But even Westminster, we still haven't had the government say anything on this. Own up to mistakes. Look, I know I can see look. I know this government is not responsible for it. The previous government was not responsible for this. But as the government, you owe it to previous governments for mistakes that they have made. You have to own up to it, because at the end of the day, regardless of what political party, what prime minister, what ministers, or whoever are in, you are still leading this. You are still leading the United Kingdom. You have an ownership and responsibility. Yeah, even if it wasn't directly you or your party, you still have to come out and say, "Look, and own it. Take it and own it. It's your duty to do so." Keir Starmer just needs to come out and just say it. Give the apology. Give them closure. That's the most important thing out of this. NHS bosses said resident doctors strike will cause maximum harm. Well, they're not. Need to compromise something there. Being in the ball and indeed is important, says Ellie there. Some nuns have been jailed for children's harm in the 1960s and 1990s at orphanage in Scotland. About 8 nuns' court cases have been going for 5 years. It closed last week, says Viper Scott. Thank you for that information. Thank you for that, Viper. Wasn't aware of that. Appreciate that. Just give the apology. Let's not beat around the bush on it. Any other stories here from the UK? More than 6 million vapes and pods disregarded weekly in the UK despite single-use ban study finds. Numbers fell 23% year on year in 2025, but waste companies say the recycling system still under strain from the sheer volume. 6 million vapes and vape pods are still being discarded every week in the UK. Waste management companies warning the sheer volume continues to strain recycling systems despite the ban on disposing e-cigarettes. According to research by the recycling campaign group Material Focus, the 6.3 million vapes and pods thrown away each week in 2025 represents a 23% reduction from the previous year. So that's a positive. We're seeing a reduction. That's a good thing there. This suggests the ban on sales in single-use vapes came into effect on the 1st of June. It's had an impact on the levels of waste, alongside a 31% drop in the number of vapes bought each week. However, the volume of waste is still creating problems. The waste management company Reganelite told Material Focus here had roughly one fire a day across its vehicles and facilities, probably as a result of hidden lithium batteries. A Biffy report receiving more than 200,000 incorrectly recycled vapes in its mixed collection every month. Daily fires? Daily fires! That's really bad. Is it 3 o'clock? Which you got if you're going live today? Just a reminder, the time frame. I'm assuming it's 3 o'clock. More than 1 billion vapes have been thrown away over the past 4 years. Study conducted with Ultimate also shows that nearly half of vapes, 47%, were unaware that their devices could be recycled. We need to catch more people. We need to encourage more people to recycle vapes. We need to incentivize more people to recycle them, and we need to punish people who deliberately, intentionally throw it in the bin, disregard them in the bins. There are people who do it by accident, and they shouldn't be punished for it. But oh god. Sorry, but we need to take stronger action with this, because the workers at these facilities are putting themselves at risk now. And I think we actually saw some clips in the past where one blew up in front of in front of people. Like, I feel like they need to wear hazmat suits now for these workers to protect themselves from these batteries. Like, it's insane. Stockpiling single-use vapes are regularly, so it's going to gradually less thrown out. Like, I'm pleased the numbers are going down. I'm pleased that the numbers are falling. I am pleased with that. But yeah, we need stronger, tougher action. People need to be made aware to dispose of them properly. They need to be made aware of it. Incentivize people. Like, if you imagine this: if you told people for every vape you recycle, we give you 50p back or something, 50p or a pound. People will go out and collect them off the floors. Would collect them just to get that incentive. Incentivize people to do it. You'll make it much safer for these waste sites. 3 p.m. Thank you, Viper Scott, for that. Appreciate it. Right, let's have a look at the Associated Press. Senate approves funding for the TSA and most of Homeland Security, but not immigration and enforcement. Very good, very good. This is great news for the TSA, guys. The TSA workers have been going through hell. They've gone more than 6 weeks without pay. Working for them. I absolutely, like, for those who have worked in the United States and have to put up with this. It hasn't been signed off yet, but it's going to get signed off. I'm pretty confident of that because everyone wants this signed off. Now, the good news is that this this does there's still no funding for certain immigration outlets. So Senate on early Friday approved Homeland Security funds to pay Transportation Security Administration, the TSA agents, and most other agencies, but, and this is the key point, not the immigration enforcement operations at the heart of the budget impasses that has jammed airports, disrupted travel, and imposed financial hardship on workers. So the deal, which the Senate approved unanimously without a roll call, goes into the House, which is expected to consider it today. Quote, we can get at least a lot of government opened up again, and then we'll go on from there. Senate Majority Leader Tom Thorne. Obviously, we still have some work ahead of us. This is really, really good. They have not been paid. No, they have not been paid. But Will it be backdated? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I hope so, because it's be outrageous if they're not. But what this significantly means is that they start getting paid again. I hate this system. I hate this system in America because it's so unfair on the workers. Pressure mounting to resolve the 42-day stalemate over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Endgame emerged in the final hours before TSA workers missed another paycheck on Friday. Donald Trump said he would sign an order to immediately pay the TSA agents, saying he wanted quickly to stop the chaos at the airports. The deal did not include any of the restraints Democrats have demanded as they sought to rein in Trump's mass deportation agenda. Chuck Schumer, the dumbass, said the outcome would have been reached weeks ago and vowed his party would continue fighting to ensure Trump's rogue immigration operations gets more funding without serious reform. Senator workers throughout the night on the deal that would fund much of the rest of the department, including the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the Coast Guard, and TSA, but without funding for immigration and customs enforcement. Customs was funded, border protection was not. The package puts no new limits on immigration and enforcement, which has remained largely uninterrupted by the shutdown. The GOP's big tax cuts bill that Trump signed into law last year funneled billions into DHS, including $75 billion for ICE operations. $75 billion, what a complete, total bloody waste of money. Ensuring that immigration officers are still being paid despite the lapse. Next steps in the House, where Speaker Mike Johnson holds a slim majority. Uncertain passage will almost certainly require bipartisan support as lawmakers on the left and the right flanks revolt. Okay, so we still have a barrier with the House here. So it's not over yet, guys. There's still a lot of barriers here, apparently. Conservative Republicans have panned their own party's proposal demanding full funding for immigration operations. Many have vowed to ensure ICE has the resources it needs in the next budget to carry out Trump's agenda. We will fully fund ICE, and that's what it's all about, so Senator X. Schumer said. The border is closing. The next task is deportation. Early on Thursday, Font announced they'd given one fast finally offered, but there's a day drag bond action stalled out. Democrats argue GOP proposals have not gone far enough at putting guardrails on officers and ICE customs and border protections and other federal agents who are engaged in immigration sweeps, particularly after the deaths of 2 Americans protesting actions against Minneapolis. Yeah, of course, because of what the 2 lives that were lost there. Let's obviously still got to go through the House, but let's hope that these workers do get the funding they need. I really hope so. Thanks for popping in, Jim. Much appreciated. You have a great weekend. La Guaniana crash. Investigators are bound to point to poor staffing levels, overwork and stress. IMO, says Billy Coach. I think we didn't actually touch on. I don't think when we spoke about it, we spoke about that crash. We didn't actually take into account the overwork and stress. I never actually mentioned that. Of course, I did point the finger at perhaps the funding cuts to Doge at the time, but I never crossed my mind about the actual human struggle for the workers in that tower there. So thank you for reminding me of that, Billy. The sea beneath Arctic and Arctic ice holds many secrets. These scientists dive deep to find out. Ooh. 3 have been killed in a tourist helicopter crash on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. Oh my god. That's terrible. My thoughts and prayers. Max Verstappen demands journalists leave media session at Japanese Grand Prix. Why would he do that? Israel launches strikes on Tehran after Trump delays Strait of Hormuz deadline again. Oh, Trump tackle again. The Oscars are leaving Hollywood, apparently. Gulf of Mexico oil spill spreads hundreds of miles, killed wildlife and polluted Mexico's reserves. A judge temporarily blocks the Pentagon from branding Emperor a supply chain risk. Made in America law is causing problems for affordable housing developers. UNICEF says Iran war means more children will suffer in Somalia. Yep, that is true. Fishermen hold clumps of oil residue collected along the shores after an oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico that authorities say originated from an unidentified vessel and 2 natural oil seeps. This was yesterday this photo was taken. Oh my god. An oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in early March spread more than 600 kilometers, including to 7 nature reserves, and originated from a vessel yet to be identified as 2 natural seeps, Mexican authorities announced. Authorities, however, ruled out the possibility of severe environmental damage from the spill-off coast in the eastern state of Veracruz. The release of preliminary findings came after weeks of controversy surrounding the lack of transparency in the case. They didn't want to talk about it. Why not? Morales said at a press conference that the vessel had not been identified because as of early March, there were 13 ships sailing in the area and had not been inspected. He also stated that the source of the spill remains active and that one of the main sources is eliminated to be natural steeps in Calderel in the Bay of Cantley. These other steeps have a consistent natural emission. However, there's been a greater flow of contamination in the last month, he said. Why are we only hearing about this now? So why has this been covered up, this story? We have not detected severe environmental damage. Environmental authorities have identified 6 species contaminated by the spill. Oh my god. This is infuriating. This happened over a month ago and we're only finding out now. Why was this covered up? That's the question I have to ask. Never mind the fact that it happened. Why was it covered up? Why were we not told about it when it happened? That's the planet F really now, says 234. Yeah. I think it wasn't just low staffing, but persistent low staffing, says personality. Yeah, that too, of course, yeah. Rumours that the staffing issue at the tower was only 3 staff instead of 5 or 6. Jesus. That's insane. Melania Trump brings humanoid robot to event to boost education technology. Yeah. Rare moment spur whales helps newborn to swim. I think that's very important video, guys. This is a very important video. Watching whale. This is very important news content here for on this. So yeah, we definitely need to see this.
It was way more active than I think I had considered what a sperm whale birth might look like. And all these animals sort of actively diving under and lifting the calf into the air onto their backs or their noses. You know, sets of 2 or 3 or 4 animals doing it at the same time. It was unbelievable. I mean, we had been there for almost an hour at that point when delivery happened and the little one showed up and that first little bloop of the head came up and out of the water. And the boat had been silent, and they weren't that far away, maybe a few hundred meters initially, but then they came and swam right by the boat, lifting the calf out of the water. I mean, it was incredible. Never before have we had all of this technology to record from the air on a drone, to record from underwater using underwater microphones. All of the details of the interactions between the animals during a birth, you know, who was supporting the mom, who physically lifted the baby, and how they were related, because we've known this family of sperm whales for the last 20 years, right? So it wasn't just animal A touching animal B, we knew that it was the grandmother supporting the mother during the labor process.
That's lovely. That's pretty awesome. That was awesome to look at. Yeah, that was definitely pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool indeed. That's a tanker dumping out to wash its tanks, Reganelite. Still not enough questions there. Man, we're not going to get to Al Jazeera at this point. We better. I want to get to Al Jazeera's live feed with what's happening in Iran. Let's have a look at Sky News. Starmer admits frustration about the economic impact on the Iran war. So it's Keir Starmer, like I've never seen him before. There's exclusive interviews Beth Rugby has with Keir Starmer. What does Starmer think about Trump? Well, he's not going to be honest about that. Greens pile pressure on Miliband over decoupling electricity and gas prices. The party's MPs say they're looking into decoupling electricity and gas, won't cut it, and the Energy Secretary should commit to end to rip off Britain. They've written to Ed Miliband demanding he set out the need to decoupling energy and revealed they were looking into the policy. The letter calls for the government to fully commit to the measure, arguing it could knock off hundreds of pounds of household energy bills by ending the rigged system. The UK uses a model of marginalising costs where gas almost such price of electricity. In a bid to file pressure, the Green MPs have also tabled an early day motion in Parliament seeking signatories from Labour MPs. It's not clear how many could sign it, but it could come at a time of deep amid frustration among Labour backbenchers and a loss of votes to the Greens amid fears about the rising cost of living because of the ongoing Iran war. The Green Letter, headed by Carla Denya and signed by 4 other Green MPs, says the current system puts energy bill payers across the country at the mercy of global gas price fluctuations. It says, I'm aware you previously said that your department is looking into taking control of electricity prices by decoupling, but I'm concerned that to date is not amounted to any firm action, meaning the public are once again exposed. We'll see whether they be interesting to see that for sure. Far-fetched, yep. Phones. I've said this before and I've said this again. With regards to the McSweeney losing his phone, I'm not buying this at all. That his phone was stolen. Like, you do not get your phone stolen in one of the most important times of, just as around the time of Mandelson. The timing of it screams like it's not a coincidence that his phone got stolen at that time in that place. It's not a coincidence. Like, I'm just not buying this. It was stolen. I really am not. I'm just not buying it at all. Like, I'm just not buying this at all. Like, it's just not true. Like, they're covering something up. They're covering something up with regards to his phone. British forces cleared to board Russian shadow fleets. Yeah, we saw that story yesterday there as well. Have a quick look at the front before we go to Al Jazeera. UK told prepare for the worst case without US defence. Yep, we should do. Is AI messing with people's minds? Yes, that is true. Cloning Princess Dolly the Sheep goes on display. Okay. Rip-off fear among households over Iran will price surge as well. Yeah, that's definitely happening as well there. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to refresh Al Jazeera here. Got about 8 minutes left here, so let's have a look and see what's going on. So this is the live feed here. Trump delays attack on Iranian energy sector by 10 days. I thought it was 5 days. Now, normally, as well, this is also important. Normally, guys, things dramatically happen when the stock market closes in the US for the weekend. So I can absolutely guarantee you something is going to happen as soon as the stock market closes in America at the end of Friday. Something is going to happen. I think they're going to finally put boots on the ground this weekend. I think they're going to do it straight after the stock market closes to avoid upsetting the markets. I think this is when they started. Because they always do something after the stock market closes on a Friday. They always do. They always tend to do that. Been doing that quite a lot. US President Donald Trump said he will further delay his attacks on Iran's energy infrastructure by 10 days. Until April 6th, he will continue to claim talks with Iran on peace are going well. Pakistan's foreign minister confirms Islamabad is relaying messages between the US and Iran officials as part of a mediation efforts to end the war, with Turkey and Egypt also leading support. So, contrary to what some mainstream media is reporting, there is discussion between the US and Iran, but it's obviously mediated. So there is discussion taking place. There is that taking place. Qatar's PM meets a US Vice President Vance for defense and energy and agenda during a visit to Washington, D.C. What else is there? Pakistan's foreign minister speaks to Chinese counterpart on mediation efforts. Iran threatens to expand target list, intensified attacks on Iran. Excuse me. Israel's military will strike Iran, intensify explosions. Yeah, They will pay a heavy price. Heard all those words before. This is an analysis piece. What else is there? Iran says 120 cultural sites have been damaged in US-Israeli attacks. They've hit at least 120 museums and historical sites across the country since the war began, raising concerns over damage to cultural heritage. Why have they targeted cultural sites? What's the benefit of targeting cultural sites for them? No benefit at all from the US and Israel, but we know Israel don't care anyway. 2 people were killed in an Israeli attack in Lebanon. This was less than an hour ago. Authorities said more than 1,100 people have been killed in Lebanon during Israeli attacks. The army on Thursday said it deployed into southern Lebanon, joining thousands of soldiers moving there after the war erupted. So this is what they have said in the last hour. Iran's Revolutionary Guards warned ships against using the Strait of Hormuz to travel to and from the ports of US-Israeli allies. They also urged civilians in the Middle East to avoid areas where US troops are stationed, suggesting those places could be targeted for Iranian attacks. Drone and missile attacks continue to target infrastructure in the Gulf, including Kuwait's main commercial port. Israel issued a new displacement threat to southern Lebanese village as it pushes to expand its ground invasion. Secretary of State Marco Rubio joins G7 allies in France for Iran-focused talks after President Trump disparaged NATO nations for refusing to help in the Israeli-US attacks on Iran. Times of Israel said there have been no reports of casualties after a barrage of Iranian missiles targeted the country earlier this hour, apparently. Missiles salvo triggers alarms near Jerusalem, parts of central Israel and the West Bank, according to an Israeli newspaper. Tensions between Hezbollah and the administration Prime Minister spanned Hezbollah's military wing, calling for talks with Israel, demanding Iran's ambassador to leave. What else is there? Middle East are not ours. France's armed force minister says France's position during the US-Israeli war on Iran is strictly defensive. Yep. The goal, I repeat, is to try and facilitate diplomatic path, she told Europe by the CN News there. We've just seen US Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrive posing for family photos here, and Rubio was slightly to the right of everybody else, slightly apart. This is in France. Yeah, because that's definitely more important, isn't it? Israeli military say officer, soldier, civilian injured in southern Lebanon. Israeli invasion displaced 370,000 children in Lebanon, says UNICEF. 370,000 children. Ukraine leader talks drone defensive on a visit to Saudi Arabia. Zelensky said he and his country, Saudi Arabia, agreed on important arrangements for defensive cooperation. Zelensky on a visit to Saudi Arabia. How the hell did he get to Saudi Arabia right now with what's going on? Later Foundation documents. The Ukrainian leader said he would meet with the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on the day as well there. What else is happening here? We got Yemenis fear economic consequences being dragged into the Israeli-Iran conflict. I feel there will be one way or another for them. Nowhere safe. Death explosions reported in severe several areas of Iran. How extensive is Russia's military aid to Iran? That's a good question. Nepal's younger premier sworn in after releasing a new rap song about unity. Israel's opposition leader rallies against multi-front war without strategy. Is that all we've got here for the stories from Al Jazeera here at the moment? India lowers fuel tax, says rumours of lockdown completely false. Junk faulty electronics from which countries flood in Nigeria of e-waste. Ukraine fends off increased attack strikes Russian oil revenue there as well. Those are some of the stories from Al Jazeera. We are running out of time, so I want to try and run through some of these stories if we can. Just a quick reminder before I'll remind you guys as well some of the live streams coming up as well today, as well as when I'll be going live again as well. Farage says local elections are referendum on Starmer. Vital paperwork for grooming gang inquiry may be lost, says MP. What? Key documents of the grooming gangs inquiry may already have been lost due to Home Office errors, a Labour MP has told the BBC. The independent inquiry into the grooming gangs is about to begin its work after a long and scrummous row that what is needed, what should be examined, who should chair it. But MP Chris Murphy, who is a member of the Home Affairs Select Committee, raised concerns that councils have not been instructed to keep paperwork as they should have been. He suggested the errors meant senior leadership teams were not fit for purpose. The Home Office said officials who failed to produce documents without reasonable excuses could face a prison sentence. Baroness Annie Longfield will chair the committee. Should be on my will promise to be a moment. Weckering inquiry whole series local. I'm looking for. Wow, some people could actually face jail for misplacing it. Investigators will explicitly consider the backgrounds of offenders, including ethnicity, religion. Statutory inquiry expected to last 3 years. This is going to be a 3 year. 3 years. Investigators will have more powers to previous investigators, such as requiring people to testify and others release forms of evidence and a budget of 65 million. Historic documents will form part of the investigation if any have been destroyed, hamper any evidence. This is quite a big one here. But he says the key word is he suggested. He suggested here. Without a reasonable excuse, they could face a prison sentence there. That's very concerning indeed. Speaker urged to stop Keir Starmer avoiding PM questions. Yeah, good luck trying to tell Lindsay Hoyle that. Good luck trying to tell Lindsay Hoyle that, guys. That is for sure. Right. Just so you know, the gang behind me are all doing well as well. And they are here. And they want to say thank you for your support today, guys. And for the week. Blaze, Quackers, Pingu, Ollie, the Octopus, and Cash Dummy Cookie Monster there. I want to say thank you for your support today, guys. And for this week as well. I'll be back live on Monday at 11 a.m. for another good morning show. We have short videos dropping over the weekend. We have on this channel. We also have tomorrow another episode, Speaking My Mind, that drops at 8 a.m. on here as well, if you want to check that out as well. And like I say, if you like another good news, good vibe story, that'll be dropping on Sunday at 8 a.m. for reference as well. Live streams that are taking place this week, today, sorry. I believe Foyle Morehouse will be going live now on his channel, so if you want to check out his live stream, you can do. Witchy Goth will be live at 3 p.m. So do check out her live stream at 3 p.m. if you can. Daily Blase will have Friday Frolics at 5 p.m. Make sure you check out Friday Frolics. It's really, really fun, entertaining live stream. Do highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out already. A. Thompson will be going live at around 7:30 p.m. as well. He does some good stuff on his channel as well. I do recommend checking him out as well. And then at 8:30, there will be Max Robespierre should be going live at 8:30 as well there. I don't know if Graham Hughes is going to be doing like a Friday social night. He may do, he may not. But he is in Ginger Island, so I'm not sure if he will or not. But I would say just keep an eye out for when he goes live there. But thank you to everyone who sent super chats today. Thank you guys for all your comments, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And yeah, I've got work to do. So if you can, on your way out for me, please hit the like button, share this across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Do check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content as well. And thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.